Okay. Okay. Look, I know how this looks. I get it. I get it. I know how this looks. You're like, wow, Garrett, you look unoriginal. You're doing the same thing God and everybody else already has, and all the famous zombies YouTubers that are way better than me have already done. Yes, but I do not take account that it is currently 5:48 a.m. in the morning, and I am bored as shit, and I've been up all night thinking about this by myself and have nothing better to do. So here we go. Um, so for a long time now, I've wanted to be I wanted to do more zombies stuff on the channel, and I actually really really like zombies. Um, I've done every Easter egg except for Shangri-La and Call of the Dead. I think those are the only two Easter eggs I've never done. So I've done every Easter egg. Um, I've got pretty good hours on pretty much every one of these maps that are Treyarch. I've played some from Call of Duty World War II. I've played all of those actually, but I've never played what is it, Infinite Warfare? Like, and I've heard that those maps are really good, but that's something I got to get around to. Like I've heard, what is it, Zombies in Spaceland is like apparently one of the best maps of all time, even including Treyarch maps. So I'll have to get around to that. But so there's two different ways I can do this, and I've thought about this. There's two different ways. So version number one is just my pure opinion, like absolute, just pure opinion. Um, which means that some of the maps that like I understand, or okay, let me get to this. First way is pure opinion. Second way is maps that I recognize as being good maps, because those are two different things, and let me explain why. First off, maps that I just purely like are sometimes like there might be nostalgia involved. There might be just I have more fun on these maps. Like I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Transit is actually one of my maps that I really like, and but I know that it sucks. Like I know it's not a good map. It's not a good map. Like I'm well aware of that, but I for some reason like it. I have good memories on that map. I've always had fun on Transit, so that would be something that might be a little higher if I'm going purely off opinion. But if I'm going off what I know is a good map, but it's not really my opinion, obviously Transit is a pretty bad map. Like it's not very good. So I'm kind of been thinking which way should I do this? Should I do just my solid opinion? So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let me just stop you, ad. Calm down. Um, go away. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my just pure opinion first, and then at the end I'll rearrange some things because I mean for the most part I'm gonna like the ones that are pretty good, and then there's only a few that are stinkers that I like, or there's a few that are really good that I don't not like, and there's I might lose some people there on one of them because I'm looking at it right now and I see it, and that's the one that I'm like, it's a map that is arguably one of the it has like a cult following. It's one of everybody's favorites, and I genuinely just do not like it. But we'll get to that in a second. Starting off, Nocturne, Toten, World at War. By the way, tier list, it's standard. S, A, B, C, D, F. You know, S is the best, F is awful, everything in between is kind of just where that goes. Yeah, Nocturne, Toten, World at War, first map ever, and the first map I ever played. I'm proudly a World at War original OG gangster. I started on this map, so I had the actual experience of playing the campaign, and then all of a sudden your guy is waking up and there's zombies coming at him. It's kind of scary. This was 2009, I think, so I'm like 11 at the time. So, it was really cool. I liked the map. But this is the but. Here's the thing with Nocturne and Toten. There's you say all of this first zombies map started off everything that I love, that we all love. It started what I'm looking at this entire screen. It's the precursor to all these maps. Without this map, there would be no zombies. But there's always that big but. If we're looking at the map objectively, comparative to everything else that has ever been made, It is it's not much. There's not much to it. It's just a single building, 2 floors, a few wall weapons, a box, no perks. So I got to go D. I would put F, but it being the first map saves it a place. Now, I know you're thinking, Garrett, how could you? I'm sorry. Look, if we're just, I realize I said I'm going to put my opinion because I really do like this map, and nostalgia picks it up quite a bit. But like, it's going to be half and half because there's like, if I'm being objective, it's going to be half opinion and half just what is a good map and what is a bad map. So I'm gonna mix those a little bit, and as much as I like this map, it's just there's not much to it. It's not that fun. Um, this is the next step up. Verruckt is basically here's Noct, here's that's not where it goes, but here's Noct, and Verruckt is right here. They added perks. That's basically it. They added perks and they added a wonder weapon outside of the ray gun. Well, I think that was Black Ops 1 actually. Um, and then of course Black Ops 3 in that remake had the Wonderwaff in it. So I actually like Verruckt a lot. Okay, y'all don't kill me. Do not kill me. I'm going fully opinionated. I think it's B tier. I actually like it. I like it a lot. Like, okay, here I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna do everything opinionated, and then I'm just gonna rearrange it to what is actually a good map. Like, I know Verruckt is about the same as Night. There's not much to it, but I like it. It's the atmosphere, the creepiness of it, the sounds, the ambient noises in the background. It's just the only thing that I don't really like about it. No pack, obviously. It's terrible. No pack a punch. However, Black Ops 3 fixed that. With Gobblegums. Unfortunate that you have to use Gobblegums. I wished in the remake they would have just made Pack-a-Punch like some way for you to actually just get Pack-a-Punch on the map. They should have done that with all the remakes, Numa and Verruckt and Nocturne and Toten, but they didn't, so you have to use Gobblegums. It is what it is. But I like the map. I hate to say it. I like the map. The fact it's in an insane asylum, it has my favorite zombie song in it of all time. It's just I really like it. So I'm gonna do opinionated first. I'm gonna switch these around because I know that it doesn't deserve B tier. Okay, I know that, but I'm going off opinion, which is why I'm gonna also say Numa is A tier. Okay, this is opinion first. Just let me get this out of the way. If you don't want opinion, you want just realistically what is a good map, what is a bad map. Skip past this part. Okay, because this might be a really long video, but I'm gonna do just opinion first. Like, what do I like versus what do I not like, okay? Not what is better than this map. Like, is Numa better than this map? Is it better than... Because this is going to be a terrible tier list for just what is a good map, what's a bad map. I promise you it's going to be terrible. Actually, no, I'll put it in B tier. Because I know that S tier and A tier need to be reserved for the best of the best. Like Derice. Derice is A tier. Now, a lot of people put this in S tier. First map with Pack-a-Punch that revolutionized how much longer you could play the game, how much more effective you could be in the later rounds. Before Pack-a-Punch, let's be honest. I know this has there's a glitch that makes it to where you can basically, once you get past X amount of rounds, you basically put you on round 1 zombies, and that's how people go to like round 10,000 on Numa. I understand that, but the casual player was not doing that. So on these 3 maps, you were getting, you're getting round 15, round 20 maybe, on a good day. This was before everybody kind of, at this time when World at War was out, we didn't even know what training was yet, like zombie training. That hadn't even really been discovered yet. So what people were doing is they're either just running around the map killing zombies, or they're camping. Like, I remember camping was huge in Numa. And now everybody trains that one specific spot in Numa. But before this, I mean, what we were doing is we would just find one of the houses, like the fishing hut, and just camp in it. And of course that's a terrible strategy. Same thing with Noct. Everybody used to get in the corner at the top and just camp. So Pack-a-Punch kind of revolutionized the later rounds of zombies, like existing longer in the game. and that was huge. And Doris, just stylistically, it's a great map. How it looks, the atmosphere, the Nazi facility, it just feels, there's so many little details in this map. Like the guy that's the hanging man that you see his feet. It turns out he has a full backstory behind him. The radios that were stationed around the map that talk about the backstory, and Doris is really where the story of zombies kind of started. Like Samantha, Dr. Max's, all of these different things that now have been fleshed out into a huge convoluted mess, but a really big story. This is where you first heard the recordings of Fluffy the dog, and it's a really good map. And the Wonder Waff was just an interesting thing to add on to it. So Doris is definitely an A tier map. It could be argued for S tier, but I've got some personal favorites um, that deserve a little better than that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop Verruckt down to C. It wasn't sitting with me in B. Literally, I think this is a perfect representation of what it were. They got better as they went. Um, they just as they went along, the maps got better. Well, let's do this. Let's do this. I actually like Verruckt better than Shino Numa. Um, I don't know. Do I? I know I said I was done with these, but I'm gonna be doing this constantly. Probably like configuring them differently throughout this. Um, Shino Numa is definitely a better map than Verruckt, but stylistically, I like Verruckt better. So if we were going solely off atmosphere vibe of the map, I'm going Verruckt all day over Shino Numa. But Shino Numa is definitely the better map. Um, yeah, okay. So I decided in my head right then, if I had to decide this personally, if somebody was like, Garrett, we're gonna play zombies, I would pick Shino Numa over Verruckt. And I would pick Doris over Shino Numa, Verruckt, and Noct. So I think that's fair. Um, oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna piss people off. I already know this. Keynote or Toten, Black Ops 1. I'm gonna piss people off with this. This is I'm gonna put it in F for right now, just so I don't have to hold it. This map is incredibly overrated, and I'm sorry. Get your pitchforks out. Start the riots, but it's overrated. It is not as good as people say. This map is the shittiest lean-to ever that is propped up by just nostalgia boners. Okay, that's all it is. I have a friend, Brooks. I play with him often, who just will not let this map go. It is forever, no matter what great maps come out after it. It is always like it's his favorite number one map. Same with like the Ray Gun Mark One. It is purely nostalgia reasons because it is not a better map than anything on Black Ops 3. If you want me to be honest, Revelations is better than this. I'm arguing Black Ops 4 maps are better than this. Cold War maps are better than this. It is super overrated. Doris is better than this. So I'm sorry, Kino, you are better than Shino and Verruckt, but you're C tier. It is definitely a C tier map. It's solid. And I will say Kino is forever the number one go-to for I don't want to play sweaty zombies. I just want to sit back, hang out with the friends, get on the mics, talk a little bit, relax, and play zombies. That's Kino. That's where you go for Kino. Same with Doris, because Doris kind of was that on Black Ops 3. I think Treyarch does a really good job of releasing with like kind of like a hardcore map for kind of the hardcore fan base of zombies, and then they also release with just your relaxed, chill, simple map. And that's what Brooks's opinions are about these maps. He likes these better than your classifieds, or not classified, but Blood of the Dead, Voyage of Despair, Origins, stuff like that. Like the more hardcore maps. That's his arguments. Is he likes the more simple, just turn on power, pack a punches, something simple. A few buttons. And that's his style. But for me personally, I kind of like the more like, I like there to be things to do. And we'll get to that later with a Black Ops 4 map that I really like that a lot of people don't because they say it's too complicated. But let's do 5. 5, D tier. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it at all. It has no real strategy. Um, you got the I can't think what his actual name is, but you have the scientist that comes and steals your weapons. Um, I just don't like it. I don't like it. It just does not. It was never a fun map for me. I understand that originally Kino der Toten was supposed to be DLC 5 or DLC 4, I believe. Yeah, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 for World at War, and 5 was supposed to launch with Black Ops 1 by itself solo. But I'm glad that they saved Kino for Black Ops 1 because I'm not the biggest fan of 5. I'm sorry, and I genuinely actually think it's worse than Verruckt, Shino, Numa, and Kino. So it's going D tier. It is better than Nocturne Totem though. Dead Ops Arcade. I'm gonna put an F just because I don't really care about about anything Dead Ops Arcade. Like I don't care about 1, 2, or 3. I'll play them maybe once in a blue moon. Yeah, sorry. Ascension. Ascension's better than Kino. 100%. It's better than Kino. And for the longest, I would say, honest to God, in Black Ops 1, back when I was playing in 2010, or I guess Ascension didn't come out till 2011. I think it was maybe like January of 2011. I was in 7th grade. And I remember all the way until the summer when we got out of school and we had the summer to play games. I had a crew that I played every night with. We would get on Black Ops and we would only play Black Ops. That was the only game we would play. And we would just go play zombies until we got tired of zombies. Then we go to multiplayer. Play multiplayer until we got tired of multiplayer. Go back to zombies. We did it every single night until 6 a.m. every morning. That's all we would do. I mean, and with all that playtime in zombies, I probably spent the majority of my time on Ascension. Like it just had. I've got great memories from this map. Like if we're going off basically just nostalgia and maps that I've had the most fun with, it's S tier. But and I know I'm flip flopping back on like the metrics of how I'm doing this, but I'm just kind of doing this shit as I go. So bear with me. All right. This is just kind of off the dome. There are no real metrics. Let's be real here. Some of them are going to be nostalgia opinions, and some of them are going to some of them are going to be propped up a little more by the nostalgia, and then some of them aren't. Like it just is what it is. Um, it could go B tier, honestly. Like Ascension actually could go B tier. I think it's a really solid map. Pack a punch is easy to get to. Do the landers, do each lander. The stair strategy, BO1 Ascension, the stair strategy with PhD Flopper where you could jump off was just tons of fun. It even had the first Easter egg, and I am a diehard. I love Easter eggs. And it had the first one, and that's awesome. It was simple. It was easy to do. Throw a Gersh at a machine outside the map, suck it up, hit some buttons during it was really easy. It wasn't anything hard. And it actually took people a really long time to find that Easter egg. And in the later maps, I'm going to get to Easter eggs. Oh, I forgot to say, I haven't done any of the I can't think of what they're called, what the official name is, but I haven't done like Transit, Die Rise, or Buried. I haven't done those Easter eggs, and I really need to get around to it. But I have done Mob of the Dead, Origins, and yeah, I've done those two for Black Ops 2. I've done all of BO3, and so there are a few. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I'm gonna actually put Ascension in B tier right now, but that may move down to C depending on what type of maps get put in B tier. Because I'm gonna say B tier is kind of like I really love this map, but they're just not as quite as good as S. I mean that's obvious. They're not quite as good as S and A, but like S is like phenomenal maps that are just like perfect atmosphere, gameplay, story, Easter egg, you know, just everything is perfect about them. A tier is like kind of like your near perfect, and B is just like your really solid, good maps. Like they're not anything crazy, but they're just really, really solid. So I'll put Ascension in B. Call of the Dead. I'm kind of I feel like I'm going on too long about each one of these. Call of the Dead. I did not like Call of the Dead. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I got to do this, but it's going in D. And it's better than 5. I recognize that it's better than 5, but I did not like this map, and I think George Romero kind of runs it. I understand people have like a cult following towards this map. This isn't actually the one I was talking about earlier at the beginning of the video that was talking about the cult following. But I understand that. I'm gonna see what that looks like if the lights get a little bit more dim. Yeah, that actually looks better. I look like a ghost. My face is so white. I get it. Call of the Dead is like a fan favorite. It has its cult following. Apparently, the Easter egg was actually really fun and was one of the better ones in um, Black Ops 1. And it's probably second to Moon. But I just, man, I gotta be honest. I just didn't really care about the map. I think the Wonder Weapon's trash. It cuts off really early. I never really cared for it. It's a sniper. I don't like snipers and zombies. I understand it's good though. Like I understand it's fun to use. But I didn't really like it. The VR11 is maybe one of the worst Wonder Weapons of all time. Probably the worst Wonder Weapon. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's all. That's pretty much all I have to say about Call of the Dead. It's a fun map. It's really cool. The cast on it was great. George Romero sucks, and the visibility on the map is kind of trash. It's kind of an ugly map because of the visibility. All right, Shangri-La. I also hate Shangri-La, and it's worse than Call of the Dead. I don't. It's none of these are like F tier worthy yet. Um, but I just don't really care for Shangri-La. Shangri-La is easily the hardest map on BO1. Easily, hands down, hardest map. But it's also like everybody says it looks really pretty, but if I swear to God, if you boot up BO1 right now on a PS3 or an Xbox 360 and you look at that map, it looks like dog shit. Okay, it's just not. I don't like the map. It's too congested. You can't. There's no good training areas. Yeah, I'm just not a fan. All right, Moon. Um, Moon is better than Ascension, but not quite as good as Dries. Moon is where Treyarch, I would say it's the first map that catapulted the series into kind of the BO3 style maps where things started getting big, things started getting complicated. You know, it wasn't just turn on power, there's a pack a punch machine, here we go. You know, you're good to go. It started getting a little more complicated. The movement on the map, it is what it is, you know. Yeah, I don't really I like Moon a lot actually. The biggest complaint I have about the map is the way you get Jug and the way you get Speed. I cannot stand, like, why did they not just put both like perk machines at Area 51? Like, why does it have to swap back and forth each round? I mean, that is just trash in itself. But Easter egg is phenomenal. I love the Easter egg of this map. It is easily one of my favorite Easter eggs, maybe top three favorite Easter eggs for the story. I mean, it's wild. You blow up the Earth. You know, it is wild. I love the Easter egg so much. So I'm gonna put Moon here. I still don't think it's as good as Doritos, but I'm gonna put it here ahead of Ascension. I think that's a fair spot. And then here we get to BO1 remakes of the same. Noct is going to go here. I think it's better than the World at War version. Verruckt is going to go here. I think it's better than the World at War version. Shinonuma, same. And Darius is going to go up here because they're literally the exact same maps, except Black Ops 1 guns. Actually, funny enough for Darius, I think it'll actually go because you can pack a punch. And I actually like the old school pack-a-punch guns better than the Black Ops 1 version. So these, it doesn't matter. It's trivial. That doesn't matter. But for this one, um, yeah, I will say Black Ops 1 is better than World at War. The wall guns are better. The box is probably not as good. For Verruckt, it doesn't matter. For Sinonum, it doesn't matter. But for this, for Doris, since you can pack a punch, I actually like the old World at War pack punch guns better. Transit. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the first map that people are going to get upset. I understand Transit's a bad map. I get it. It's not good. Okay? It has a lot of issues. A lot of issues. I will defend Transit, actually, by saying I think they just tried to go too big with the platforms they were given. Like, they had to add in the fog to make the render distance a little lower because the map was so big, so your system could run it. They had to add in the denizens and the fire, the lava, to like slow you down so you didn't progress through the map too quickly, and it gives the map ample time to load up. But dude, I have so much fun on this map. Like, the bus was pure comedy. And when this map first came out, when we first got on Black Ops 2, it's 2012 at this time? Yeah, because 2011 was Modern Warfare 3. So it's 2012 at this time. Fall of 2012. Let's think. I'm a freshman in high school. And we first load into this map. And it was just... it's like I didn't know when the map was going to end. You know, I just kept going to different spots, and I was like, man, how big is this map? And it seemed like every time we would get to a new location on the bus, it would just be like this, the nostalgia I have of remembering the joy of just like discovering this map, unlocking it slowly by taking the bus, and it's getting harder, and we're fighting to survive on this bus to get to the next location. We don't know where it's going to go. How long does this bus ride last? And I just, it has the best intro music of all time in the loading screen. But I like Transit. I like Transit a lot, and I have to put it C tier. I think that's fair for how much I like it. This is my opinion. I have to put Transit in C tier. Um, I like it better than Keynote or Toten and Shinonuma and Verruckt. I almost like it better than Ascension, but I just don't feel right putting it in B tier. Like, I was actually aiming for that because I like it more than Ascension, not more than Moon. I like it almost on the same amount as Moon. Like, but right here, just it's my tier list. Forget it. It's my tier list. I like it. Now, with that being said, I just rocked hard for Transit. Okay, I probably just lost a lot of y'all. All right, everybody's rushing to the dislike as we speak right now. I'm getting spam dislikes. However, it's my tier list, so I gotta put my foot down. But as I just rocked hard with Transit and I'm defending Transit, Farm is F tier. Bus Depot is F tier. You know, and who cares? Nobody plays those maps for fun. They're not fun. Like, Farm by itself is just not a good map. In Bus Depot, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to replicate Noct and Verruckt and Shinonuma. How this map doesn't even have perks, just like Noct. This map has perks but no pack, just like Verruckt. And then Town is their Derice, and it has and I think Town is really good, so I have to put it ahead of Transit. I think Town is just a very solid survival, turn your brain off, just vibe map. Honestly, I'm going to put it in A tier, behind Derice. It's not as good as Derice, but I think it's really good. It's a really good, just turn your brain off, have fun. Nuketown, I'm going to go ahead and tell you it's behind Kino. It's ahead of, actually, it's behind Chino. I don't really care for Nuketown. I thought the way the perks come in is stupid. I didn't like it. I'm beginning to realize that this tier list is pretty different from other people's. And I'm going to adjust everything at the end. And then I'm going to readjust it one more time to what I actually think is a really good map and what is a really bad map. Because I understand Transit's not good. I understand Town probably doesn't deserve to be up there. I understand Call of the Dead is probably ranked too low. I'm fair with these. Die Rise, that's F tier. Um, It's better than all of these though. I mean, it's shit, but it's like shit wrapped in gold. You know, like it's a map. Um, I don't care for Die Rise. Funny and like this is one of those things that I recognize it as a bad map. I don't even really like it. But funny enough, because I haven't played it in so long, I would actually probably play it over every one of these maps just to play it one more time. And I think this is the map that without a doubt would benefit the most from a remaster and not just like Shinonuma, BO1 versus World at War versus Black Ops 3 remaster, where they just literally remaster the map. I think Die Rise would benefit the most from a reimagining, like they did with Blood of the Dead and Mob of the Dead. Like, or literally, if you want to remaster this map and you want to make it a good map, add PhD. This map with PhD flopper in it would, I mean, dude, it would probably be up here. Like honestly, it's just the fall damage ruins this map. Like I love the verticality of it. It even has some great training areas, and it's not an unfun map because you can have good times on it. It's just, dude, literally give us PhD, and it's a decent map. It's not bad at all. And the fact that they like just tempted us with it as you're dropping in the elevator is just the shittiest thing they could have done. It's literally like Treyarch was like, go fuck yourself, you know? Like it could literally PhD would change this map. And if they wanted to not reimagine it and they just wanted to remaster, just give us actual PhD. And it's basically almost fixed. Like the Sliquifier is awesome. It's a great wonder weapon. It was borderline broken at the time, but yeah. So Mob of the Dead. This one's first S tier. That's not even negotiable. That's not even ever going to be argued against. I think that Treyarch like summoned the power of the devil. Like they sold their soul to the devil to make a map this good. Like it's wild how good that map was when the past ones were Transit and Die Rise. Like it was like BO2 is a story of the highest highs and the lowest lows, and this was the highest high, and it still holds up even after BO3. It is easily one of, if not the best map ever made. One of, if not the, like it gets 10 out of 10 for vibe of the map, 10 out of 10 for story, 10 out of 10 for wonder weapons, 10 out of 10 for gameplay. It's just overall an absolutely incredible map. Um, Buried. Buried is your dark horse of Black Ops 2. Is often forgotten because it's not Mob of the Dead, but it's not Transit or Die Rise. It's just it's good and and it's not bad. It's just it's really good. So I have to put it here. Matter of fact, I'll put it A tier over Derice and Town. Buried is solid. It's a really fun map. It has like really cool wonder weapon. In aesthetically pleasing. It's 10 out of 10 aesthetics and vibe. The Wild West theme was really cool. How it's all underground and kind of this chasm, this cave. It was just really cool, and it's honestly it's got the whole gunslinger vibe. The even the That's something I really miss that they would do is the HUD would change according to the map. Like the HUD on Mob of the Dead and Buried were different comparative to Transit and Die Rise. I thought that was really cool. I wish they would bring that back. Um, and it had really cool guns that were map oriented. Like it had like the chalk system was pretty cool. That's not a gun, but that came to my mind. The chalk system, how you could get some free points. But it had like the Remington New Model Army, which was a map specific gun. It fit the map really well. The Paralyzer had this kind of steampunky like somebody in the 1800s that was really smart, like an Albert Einstein, or a Nikola Tesla could have made it, in a shed. And it's really cool. It's a good map. It's solid, I haven't done the Easter egg to it. I've watched playthroughs of the Easter egg a million times, and it just seems fun though. It seems like it has a great Easter egg. That's one of the things I meant to say about Mom of the Dead. When I said story, I was talking about Easter egg is phenomenal. The only issue with Buried that people can say about it is it's a little too easy. Like the map kind of just opens up. You don't have to spend a lot of points, especially with Leroy or Arthur opening most of the doors with moonshine. So it is what it is. Okay, so at the beginning of the video, I said there was a cult classic that I'm gonna upset a lot of people with that I really don't like. Like I despise this map, and that's Origins. I get it. I get it. You're clicking off right now. You're rushing to the comments to tell me how trash my opinion is. I don't like Origins. I think it's literally a case of there's one thing that really upsets me with Origins, and that is the mud. And I get it. You're like, that is the weakest, most ass opinion I've ever heard to say that a map is not good because of one little bitty thing. And maybe I suck. I have no clue. Maybe I suck at the map. I think Origins did some cool things. But it's just not Mob of the Dead. Like everybody wants to nut hug and dick ride Origins as the best map of Black Ops 2, but it's not. Like Buried is better than Origins. Seriously, Buried is better than Origins. This is a conversation that many people are not ready to have, but Buried is Buried is better than Origins. I'm serious. I'm not lying. It literally is better. Like, but I get it. There are some people that are just like just will not hop off Origins. I think it's a good map. It's not, and like that's the thing about it is I know it is a good map. Like I know it's a good map. I know it's S tier. I know it's S tier. Like I know it's good. The staffs are incredible. The aesthetic, the vibe of the map is great. The story is amazing. The Easter egg is tons of fun. Also, it kind of like Moon did. It kind of elevated zombies into this is the first BO3 style map. And what I mean by that is just pretty complicated, difficult to do Easter egg, and pretty complicated. Like getting the map open is pretty complicated. Um, I know I'm saying it's complicated. It's really not, honestly. Um, and the Easter egg for this map is damn near just setup. Like it's like 90% setup. Like just unlocking everything. Getting the 1 inch punch or whatever you call it. I can't think of what it's called. Fist of Fury, I think is what it's called or something. Getting the 1 inch punch, getting the what are they called? G strikes, I think is what they're called. Gravity strikes or something. You throw them out and the orbital strike. It's basically an orbital strike. The staves and their each individual upgrade, which was really cool. That was the first time we had elemental wonder weapons that each one did different things, and each one had a different individual upgrade path. And I thought that was really cool. Like I understand the map is S tier, I just don't like it. So for me, and it's just the mud, it's the movement. I find the map to be incredibly difficult to play and enjoy. It seems like it's a map that you have to like sweat on to want to do good. And you're gonna see that my opinions turn into trash when we get to Black Ops 4, and I'm gonna kind of like contradict myself with this. But for me, I really don't care for Origins. I don't have fun. I don't really have fun playing it. So I'm gonna put it. I do acknowledge it's better than Moon, but it's going in B tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, Shadows of Evil. Um, it's S tier. It's S tier. It's a really good map. I was hard on Shadows of Evil when I first got to it. Um, I really, really didn't like it when it first came out. I think I was like a lot of people. Like a lot of people didn't really give the map a chance just because stylistically it was so different. It kind of got away from, we were starting to get away from, it's like you go from Richtofen, Maxis, that story, to like all of a sudden there's giant octopuses in the sky and tentacles everywhere and everything's Lovecraftian and it's supposed to somehow tie in, and it just like it didn't feel like it made sense to me. Um, that's because I didn't like the style at first, but as time goes on and you play the map more, you do the Easter egg. Like, and I've done the Easter egg, and I played the map. When you're doing an Easter egg, you play the map enough to where you get the basic feel of it, because you kind of, when you do an Easter egg, you pretty much unlock everything. You unlock the entire map. You, in that time, learn the layout of the map and how to go about it correctly without getting yourself into trouble. And I just learned to really like the map. Like, I think it is just a really good map. It's not Mob of the Dead. Like, Mob of the Dead is like, I have like a serious soft spot for Mob of the Dead in my heart. But Shadows of Evil is definitely S tier, and I think is a very solid map. The Giant, um, dude, I don't like how people say the Giant and Doris are two different maps. Can we stop saying that? Can we stop pretending? What? Because there's like four new things you can do. There's an extra perk on the map. Like, what makes them different maps? They're not like I don't like when like I hear COD Zombies YouTubers say, I'm gonna go ahead and add this. I know I'm skipping, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add that down there. Um, I don't like when Zombies YouTubers say like that they're different maps. Like, I fail to see how, when there's only a few. There's nothing like extra to the map. There's no extra places you can go. There's no there's no real changes. It's Doris, which I'm not complaining, because Doris is such a phenomenal map. I do think it is better than the original Doris, because one, Black Ops 3 engine is goated. Gobble gums are goated, and you can use those now. You get the extra perk, and there's a couple of like other small little Easter eggs that you get to do, which is pretty cool. I think the Giant is a solid map. And I don't complain. It's just like, what's really the difference? You know, like, it's marginal at best. And when people are so adamant on being like, no, they are two different maps, it's just weird to me. Horizon Drac, S tier, above Shadows of Evil. Oh God, is it above Mom of the Dead? This is a toss up. This is seriously a toss up. I don't want to say one of them is better than the other, because they both excel in their individual things. Like, if I'm going for atmosphere and just overall vibe of the map, Mob of the Dead, it just kicks Horizon Drak's ass. But Horizon Drak has a very respectable vibe and atmosphere in itself. That's very likable. They're almost like just here. They're both like, they're on the same playing field. They're both on the same level. Like, Treyarch literally outdid themselves with this map. Matter of fact, I will say it is better than Mob, just because the wonder weapons are so fun to use. The bows and the upgrade, and the story is I think it's slightly better. I'll say it's slightly better. However, overall aesthetic and vibe and just atmosphere of the map, I give that to Mob of the Dead. But story, Easter egg is a little bit better. It's more difficult. That makes it a little more fun. It's more challenging. Um, I would say, since it's better than Mob, I'd say it may be the best map of all time. Like, Horizon Direct may easily be the best map of all time. Like, I'm trying to look down here at the bottom, and I could say that rings true. It doesn't get better. I don't think it gets better. And funny enough, the thing about Black Ops 3 is, because I stopped playing zombies for a little bit, just because I didn't like Shadows of Evil so much. Like, seriously, like, I was like, and it also started getting into, I was a little bit like my friend at the beginning. Like, I liked the Kino, the Shinonuma. I liked all the stuff that you didn't have to learn. You didn't have to go to a YouTube guide to, like, I didn't have to, watch YouTube guides to, like, learn how to play the map. But once I started doing Easter eggs, I started like learning maps, and I actually began to really prefer the long setup maps, like the maps that you have to really do a lot of work in, because it gives you just something to do. It's not just kill zombies, because killing zombies gets a little boring after a while, especially if you're set up like on Kino by round 10. Like Kino, you get a lucky box spin, you get the thunder gun, your first, second spin, you're fully set up by like round 10. You can get Jug, maybe not all your, okay, maybe round 12, you'll get all four of your perks that you want. You'll get Pack-a-Punched Weapon, and maybe like the thunder gun, and you're set up. And it's like, you did that in round 10. That's like 20, 20 minutes maybe, even less maybe, to get completely set up, and then it's just like, all right, well, I guess I just begin the long, laborious task of running in circles and training zombies. And it's like, for some people, that's what they like to do, you know. But for others, me, I don't like a map that I have to like sweat over, like Origins, where I'm like trying to like go as hard as I can because the mud is fucking me over. You know, like that's the problem with Origins. The zombies are literally faster than you in the mud. Like, and that's why I struggle so much with it, is because like you can't do anything. Like, you're stuck. It doesn't matter. People are like, go get stamina up, and it doesn't matter. Like, if you're in the mud for any time that you're not supposed to be, and that's like 60% of the map, like, you're going to die. You're just gonna get swarmed. If you're in the middle of the round and you get caught out, something happens. One zombie, gets in your way because of the, you're done. And I don't care how good the wonder weapons are, they're not gonna protect you from that mud. You know, but these three with their long setups and stuff, you kind of have to sweat, but like, it just the options with the bows is just, it makes it a ton of fun. You know, these three maps are just the cream of the crop. They're amazing. Zetsubo no Shima. This map, this map is absolutely slept on. There it is. I don't know why I'm looking up here. This map is like, it is absolutely ridiculous how dirty this map is done by zombies players. Like, I remember, this isn't even the worst map on Black Ops 3, which is what a lot of people were thinking for the longest. They were like, Zetsubo is a weak map after we had Horizon Drac and Shadows of Evil. It's such a weak map. It's not. It is so much fun. In Black Ops 3, I almost have the most playing time is definitely Horizon Drac, but the second is Zetsubo. I really, really enjoy Zetsubo. Is it KT7? Is it KT3? Is it KT4? I can't remember. With the Wonder Weapon, it's basically the Sliquifier plant version. It's great. I think it's KT4. But it's great, dude. It's a great Wonder Weapon. The vibe, the aesthetic. This is the real Shangri-La. When we talk about pretty maps, cool maps, that jungle feel, this is the real, like, pretty jungle map. Like, get Shangri-La out of here. This is it, dude. I really, really enjoy Zetsubo, and I have to say it's better than Buried. It's A, and it's damn near S tier. Like, I'm not lying. It is damn near S tier. It has a great story, has a great Easter egg. Like, yeah, the Easter egg's a little, it kind of relies a little bit on RNG a little too much at times. Like, you got to do the challenges. That's kind of annoying, but it's just a great map. I really, really enjoy Zetsubo, and I think it's solid. I think the run that Treyarch went on from after Mob of the Dead that is like the best run of all time in zombies, and I don't think we'll get another run like that ever again. All right, here's my second opinion that you are not gonna like. Garad Krovi. So, a lot of people try to say Garad Krovi is the best map of all time. GK. I do not think so. I think that this map, if we go off aesthetic, vibe, atmosphere alone, amazing. Stalingrad, dragons, it's cool, right? It's cool as hell. They brought back some fan favorite guns, the FAMAS. They brought back the FFAR. They brought back the PPSH-41 for this map. The Wonder Weapon is decent. It's not bad at all. The Ray Gun Mark IIIs are pretty cool. It's a ray gun. What do you not like about a ray gun? But I think gameplay is what kills this map. Like, if we talk about Easter egg, phenomenal. In my opinion, best story in Black Ops 3. Easter egg wise. The Easter egg, though, it's easily the hardest map in Black Ops 3, and I think a lot of that is because of how tight it is. It's really tight quarters. I know Zombies YouTubers have talked about, they've compared it to basically Doris, how it has a starting location, it has 3 wings, one in the back. Here's your starting location. It's got right wing, left wing, and then your wing in the back, which is like a Dragon Command, and then Tank Factory, and then department store. I think or supply depot. Departments. I'm sorry, department store and all that is in the middle. So supply depot, Tank Factory, and Dragon Command. Um, so and I've done the Easter egg a few times on it. I will say this is the hardest Easter egg. There, I mean, you got to be pretty good to do some of those escort missions in it. That bomb step had me sweating big time the first time I ever did it, but once you do it enough times, it's you don't even worry about it. Um, the only ones that really suck is escorting the robot and escorting the little flying dude. I can't think what they're called. Um, it's it's okay. Easter egg kind of in-app. Story atmosphere saved that map, but gameplay wise, it hurts. I think it struggles really hard in gameplay. There's no real places to train. Um, it's just not for me. I don't think it's S tier. I'm gonna have to put it behind Buried. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's a personal opinion. Revelations. I agree with everybody about Revelations. It's definitely the weakest Black Ops 3 map. Everybody, it's everything that we've already seen before. Even the Easter egg is lame. Like, I really could care less for this map. And matter of fact, I'm actually going to put it behind the Derises. I just don't really care for Revelations. Yeah, I don't even like the layout of the map. The gameplay is pretty mid. It's got every wonder weapon that that's. It's got the thunder gun. It's got the Black Ops 3. It's got the thunder gun. It doesn't have the Mark IIIs, I don't think. But it's got the thunder gun. It's got the Apothicon Servant. The Easter egg, yeah, it's pretty lame. Uh, the map isn't even that cool because it's everything we've already seen. It's just broken pieces of all the maps. So I gotta put Revel. Honestly, I'm gonna drop it quite a bit. I don't really care for Revelations. I don't even think it's as good as Kino. I'll put Revelations there. I'm sorry. A part of me wants to put it in D. I'm not even gonna lie. There's nothing I really like about it. Like outside of the fact that it has an Easter egg. That's a little challenging because I like the challenge of that. It has like Revelations was the map that I did solely just to do the Easter eggs in Black Ops 3, just to do all Easter eggs. Like I don't play it for fun. I never fire it up. No one ever says, "Hey, bro, you want to play some Revelations?" No, if you have Black Ops 3 loaded up and you want to play good maps, you play Horizon Track. You play, if you just want to have fun, I play Horizon usually. I play DE. Um, Maybe I'll fire up Shadows. Usually the top two maps that I'll play on Black Ops 3 are just for fun. Like if I'm just like bored, hey, let's play a map. Horizon and the Giant. Like that. Those are the two maps. After that is Shadows and Zetsubo, and then GK, and then Revelations. But I will never pick or any of the the Zombies Chronicles. I just won't. Nobody fucking likes Revelations. Like it's just there's nothing to it that isn't already been done before, and the Easter egg and the story aren't even good. And I think Revelations really, once again, it's like we go on these little runs, we elevate. We go on these little run, we elevate. Like we go on all of these World at War maps. Then we hit Derice. That's an elevation. That segued us into the Black Ops 1 era of style of map. We get Kino, we get 5, we get Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, blah, blah. Each map kind of builds upon the last, and then we get to Moon, and then that kind of elevates us into, the more complicated, there's parts now, there's more complicated Easter eggs, and that does Black Ops 2. Then we have two stinkers, Transit and Die Rise, then we get Mob of the Dead, which is phenomenal. and that starts the run of like the century of the best zombies maps ever created, from Mob of the Dead, Buried, Origins, and then to Shadows of Evil, Horizon Drak, Setsubo no Shima, Gorod Krovi, and even the Giant could be thrown in there. I mean, it's a remaster; it's not really a new map, but it could be considered in that run of good maps. And then we got to Revelations, and it felt like a step backwards. Felt like we were building and building. We were doing so good. We had Garad, we had Horizon, we had Zetsubo. These are great maps, and the themes fit the characters. Each character in the Giant fit Richtofen, and Zetsubo fit Takeo, and Horizon fit Tank Dempsey. It's just all of not really. Let's be honest here. It didn't really fit his character very well, but it's just such a phenomenal map. Who cares? I would say like an Alpha Omega style like map in America, like set in the United States, would have fit Tank Dempsey, like a very traditional American map, like would have probably fit Dempsey a little better. Not a German castle, but dude, this map is Wolfenstein. I can't hate on it. I love this map. It just feels like Wolfenstein. But yeah, Revelations just felt like a step backwards, and because of that, I would play it. Go away, Mel. I know I'm live. I would play it. I know. I would play it over. I'd play Revelations over. Here's the deal, though. The problem is I'm having an issue here because I would play Call of the Dead over Revelations any day of the week, but I would probably play Revelations over Shangri-La 5 and these. So is Call of the Dead in the wrong place? I think it is. So I'm going to put Call of the Dead there, right behind Kino and before Revelations. A matter of fact, I could drop Verruckt down to D tier. Let me adjust the list real fast and just go through everything and see if I like where it is. All three Dorises are there. They're basically the same. Let's be honest here. Town is up there. I like the place for Town. I like the place for the Giant. These three, I do really like. I think Zetsubo and Buried are better than Gorod. I'm sorry. I do. I think Origins is in a good place, to be honest. I would genuinely play all of these over Origins. Arguably, I could actually swap this. I would play Moon over Origins. I don't think Moon is that's in a personal opinion, but I think Origins is better than Moon. As I actually like Transit a lot. I think Transit's in a great place. I think Kino's in a great place. I think Call of Duty and Revelations are in a great place. I think Revelations is C tier. And if I just had to like change what this is, let's say S is perfect. Perfect. Let me see if I can type. A tier is just solid is how I'll say that. I'll say like just really solid maps, like really, really solid maps. B tier is good. C is average. I think that, yeah, C is average. D is bad, or not bad, but do not like is how I'll say that, because I would say D is do not like, and then F is easily trash. And these are maps that, like, even if I like, they're just bad, you know. But yeah, I think these are good for do not like, even though they could be good. Yeah, I like that actually, because these are do not like, and I'll put Call of the Dead back down there, because these are maps that aren't necessarily bad in themselves. Let's say they're not bad in themselves, but I just don't really like them. I think that's a good category, and I like that because I have some maps that will go in there that I think are decent maps. I just don't really like them. Like, honestly, I'm going to put Origins there. If I wanted to take away, no. Origins is good. Origins is good. Origins is good. I'm gonna keep Origins, but it could be considered do not like. But I don't want people to just look at this on a glance and think, why the hell is Origins in D tier, you know, and then think automatically, bro, your list is trash. Because, like I said, Origins is one of those maps. It's just like Garage. I understand that it's really, really a good map, but I just personally don't like it. So it could be there. But I think there are enough things that I like about it that could remove it completely from this category. Like Call of the Dead, I just don't really care for at all. Shangri-La, I don't really care for. 5, same. Um, Knocked, yeah, I don't really play Knocked. Like I could care less. So Knocked in Black Ops 3, all these Black Ops 3 maps, I'm just going to put. Let's move you. I'm just going to put them ahead of their other counterparts because I consider them to be better. Like you can actually get pack through gobblegums on these maps, so that makes them just a little better. Same with Shinonuma. I think Shinonuma Black Ops 3 needs to be there. Plus graphical upgrades, that's great. And BO3 guns are pretty solid. Keynote or Toten, Black Ops 3, just I'm gonna put it right there, just ahead of Black Ops 1. Nostalgia actually makes me want to put that behind because I like the old Black Ops 1 guns on Kino. Now graphics, Kino looks great on BO3, so graphically I'm gonna put it in front. Same with Ascension, I'm just gonna put that right there in front of BO1. Shangri-La, that goes in front of BO1. Moon on BO3. I'll put it right there. The addition of Widow's Wine on this map actually makes it a better map than Black Ops 1. I think this map is a lot easier with Widow's Wine because there's a big issue on this map. It's called No Gravity. If you've ever played this map, you know about it. And when you're floating around, you can't really sometimes control your movement as well. And I think Widow's Wine ends up saving you a lot in those situations where you're just jumping around or you're in low gravity and another zombie comes up and hits you or something. Origins on Black Ops 3 I think is slightly better than Black Ops 2. It's a little easier, looks better, graphical update. Um, yeah, so I'm solid with that. Let me look through before we get to Black Ops 4. I'm gonna go ahead and put Dead Ops 3 right here. Literally, I'm gonna put these at the very end because I just do not care about them. If I'd known that they were on this, I didn't really look over what was on here. I just saw it had the most recent maps and picked this tier list. But yeah, I mean, I don't play Dead Ops, so there should have been another tier of like I don't play these, but whatever. Let me make sure everything's good. Horizon, Mom, Shadows. I think that's fair. Setsubo, Buried, Garage, Giant, Town, Origins, Moon, Transit Ascension, Kino, Revelations, Shinonumas, uh, Nuketown. I would play Shino over Nuketown. Verruckt. I would play Nuketown over Verruckt. Just don't like these. That's fair. Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, 5. Um, I could put Noct here. Like, honestly, I could put them here. If we're leaving this just to a do not like, because I do like Noct. Since I changed kind of the category of this being do not like, I will put these here. Just because it just keeps it in line. Like this is actually order of like how this is. I don't know. I'm pointing at the screen. I have a cursor. This is actually like order of how much like from like them to don't like them. Like I like Shinonuma more than Verruckt. I like Verruckt more than Noct. So yeah, we'll just keep this as a tier solely for do not like. Because I think that there's another one that I'm gonna put in there. Maybe not. It's more of an Origins type thing. Where I don't like it, but I understand that it's good. And I feel like it's criminal to put it in D tier do not like. It just wouldn't be right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to swap these because this is the first map. I consider the first map. So this is where we're going to disagree again because I am a Black Ops 4 enjoyer. I am your Black Ops 4 guy. Like I even on release. I liked Black Ops 4. I didn't care that it didn't have the OG perk system. I could care less. I thought the maps were interesting. I thought they were refreshing. They were new, and it is challenging. Each Easter egg, like the Black Ops 4 Easter eggs. I mean, when I sat down to do an Easter egg, I would do them with Kurt, and me and Kirk would have to get in like the mindset. We would like study the Easter egg before we did the map, and I really like Black Ops 4. My biggest gripe with Black Ops 4, the only thing I can say is I think uh I think pack-a-punching is the thing that I really don't like. Like I could care less about the perk system. I think the new perk system's fine. I think Black Ops 4 is the easiest zombies. You're just given so much to succeed off the rip. You spawn with Jug. And the way I would set mine up is I would have uh, Dying Wish. I would have Quick Revive, which Quick Revive in Black Ops 4 serves as it makes your health regen faster. I would have Stamina Up, and then as my fourth perk in my modifier slot, I would keep Winter's Well, and those are three outside of Stamina Up. Those are three perks that increase your survival. Dying Wish gives you basically like a second chance when you normally would have downed, and it allows you to get out of that situation. Winter's Well gives you 4 chances to get out. So let me talk about Black Ops 4 and why I think it's easy. Is you have an insane amount of chances to get out of something. So say, let's like in zombies, 9 times out of 10 you die from getting crowded or you get cornered or for some reason you can't escape the zombies. Right? That's how we always down, except Die Rise because that map sucks and you probably fell. Or Transit because the bus left you. But God, I love that map. It's so funny. It's hilarious. It's so much fun. I'm sorry. Back to Transit. It is so much fun because it's so bad. It's hilarious, good fun. Not a good map though. But anyway, back to Black Ops 4. In order for you to die in that game, with the way my perk setup is I have to first use 4 Winter's Wells. Okay, that means I've been hit 8 times because it takes first hit and then second hit to activate Winter's Well. It freezes all zombies around you. So that allows you to get out of that scenario. Okay, so that happened once. That has to happen 3 more times, which already means you've gone through 4 chances where you would have normally got crowded and surrounded. Then, after that, you have to go through, say you get crowded one more time. You're already done 4 chances. On your 5th time getting crowded, you now spawn in with a specialist. Your specialist, when you pull it out, it automatically knocks all the zombies back, and then it basically will one-shot everything. It has unlimited damage, right? Some of them, like the Ragnaroks and Staff, you can plant, and they do, what am I trying to say? They do area of effect damage. They have an area of effect, and you can just sit inside of it unscathed. And they heal you, I think, and revive people at the same time. Like they're just broken. On Black Ops 3, you had to do a lot to get the rags on Horizon. You had to do a lot to get the Skull of Nunsat. Well, not a lot, but you had to do something to get the Skull of Nunsapwe on Zetsubo. You had to do something to get. Does Shadows even have one? Yeah, the sword. Yeah, you have to do the eggs in 4 different places. That's kind of a bit of a, garage to get all these OP. Basically, what I'm saying is to get all these OP things, you had to do a lot. In Black Ops 4, you just spawn with it. So you've gone through your 4 Winter's Wells. You've gone through your super ability or your whatever. It's your L1R1 ability. I guess left LBRB button, whatever you call it. You've used your super, so you're on your 6th chance to not die. You have Dying Wish, so it takes 6 failed chances, and on your 7th chance is when you'll actually down in the map. And by that time, when you've gone through all of these, you've probably already, since your Winter's Well is in your modifier slot, you've probably already gotten a few more chances So you could be on your ninth time, your ninth chance, and it's like that's why Black Ops 4 is just so freaking easy. Like it is easily, I know everybody's like the Black Ops 4 zombies, they're pathing, the way they act, they're insane, they're fast, they move too quick, whatever. It's like, dude, no, you have you have 7 to 9 chances or 10 or even more depending on how good you are. It's like if you set up with that perk selection, it's like you're not gonna struggle. On top of that, you have elixirs that you can, anywhere but here. You can, I keep one that is a common that if your friend goes down, you automatically go to him. You automatically can go to him, and by that time, you wait a second to use it. The zombies will start to merge towards you. The maps are so big. Like if you're on Voyage of Despair and you're at the aft deck, and he's at the the bow of the ship. The aft is the back, I think, right? Um, and he's at the front. You could never run to get there. That would take forever. Even with stamina, you probably wouldn't be able to cut it. You would have to start like, and there's some teleporters I know, but they're not always in the right places. So yeah, you just pop that elixir, spawns you right there. All the zombies aren't even there. That's a free revive. The game is just easy. But back to the maps. So I think Voyage of Despair is solid. I'm sorry, I do. I actually think this is where I'm gonna put it. Um, you have to remember, I like BO4 though. I'm actually a fan of BO4. I think BO4 was good. Most people automatically are like, fuck BO4. Like me, I really liked it. And I think Voyage of Despair, uh, it's not better than Garad. It's not a better map than Garad, but I would play it over Garad. I'm dead serious. I would play it over Garad. I don't know if I'd play it over Zetsubo, but I have to put Voyage of Despair in solid. I'm sorry. I know this is different from everybody else's opinions, but I like the map. I think the Wonder Weapon is insanely cool. I think it's fun. I think the map, like, yes, it's a convoluted mess. It takes you a very long time to figure it out because it's a maze. The map is damn near a maze. But once you get the map down, you learn the map. I've done this Easter egg like a ton of times, and it's just like this. The map is fun to me. I actually really like it. Um, 9, another solid map. I actually think 9 is in front of Zetsubo. 9 is almost S tier. And I'm thinking right now if I should put it up there. Is it? I'm asking myself like right now, is it as good as Shadows, Mob, and Horizon? It's so good. I think it is. I think it is. If I could, I would put it at like an in-betweener. You know? Like if that was a thing. This is like if I had an SS tier, just like if I had like just if I had like a God tier, if it went S A B C D F God, God tier was at the top, I would just leave those 3 there, and then maps like this would be an S. Um, and then there may be another one. I gotta think. Yeah, there would be another one. That there's one more I think is S. But since I don't have that, I'm just gonna put it up here, even though I know that there is a little bit of a gap right here. Say that there, like I need to put like a gap, like a line right here that glows and says like there is a gap here. Like there is a difference between 9 and Shadows. Like there is an amount of betterness. It's just here is 9 above everything else. It's S, but these are just like up here. They're just that much better. Um, Blood of the Dead. A lot of people hate on Blood of the Dead. I don't mind it. I actually don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's as good as the original Mob. I think it's like if you took Mob and just drained it of everything that's like not everything good about it, but like if you drain it of everything that like of all the spirit, if you took like the spirit of it out of it, like the the soul of Mob, and you drain that away, and you kind of had this. That's Blood. So Blood to me is gonna go like here. I'll play Blood actually quite a bit, honestly. Just because I didn't have before I got on PC, I didn't have access to Black Ops 2. So if I wanted to play Black Ops 2, I'd have to pull up. Um, I'd have to like go get my PS3 and plug it up and stuff, and and then play with dog shit graphics like 720p, and so it's not. So you got to take that's kind of why I like Black Ops 4 so much. Like if I was on PC, like a lot of these COD Zombies YouTubers are, where they can just fire up their old games at any time and they still look relatively good on PC. Um, I would have vastly differing opinions, but because I was on console and I just got this PC like maybe a month ago, means that I was stuck with a PS4, PS5, PS3. So if I wanted to play any of these old maps like Mob, like Origins on BO2, if I wanted to play anything BO2 or BO1 or World of War, I would have to get on. I'd have to go get on my old system, and then and then they kind of look like shit. I'm holding this old controller that doesn't feel very good in my hands. The PS3 controller kind of sucks. Let's be honest. It doesn't kind of. It does suck. So I'd have to go back and do stuff like that. So that greatly influences my opinions on some of these maps. Like I was forced to play BO4 because when I got tired of BO3 on PS4, there was nothing else to play. There were non-Treyarch maps, but I didn't buy Infinite Warfare was the problem. Um, so I didn't have access to those. Like I skipped. I like was mad at Call of Duty at the time. The multiplayer. I was so tired of the advanced movement system that I like boycotted Infinite Warfare. So I never got it. Now I kind of wished I did because I want to go back and play all those zombie maps because I hear they're a lot of fun. Or at least Spaceland is. And at the end, when I kind of adjust everything, and show you all different versions of this, based off like what I think is S tier and what like just what I think is good and what's not a good map. Right now we're still opinionated. This is all just my opinion. Then I'll go to objectively what I think is good and what's bad. And then after that, I might talk about, or in between that, when I get this one done, I'll talk about where like World War II maps would have gone because I don't have them right here, but I know where they would have gone. Classified, it's 5 with a few more bells and whistles. I think it's better than 5, but that's not saying much because I don't really care for 5. However, I do like this map actually, so I'm gonna put it in front of Revelations, but behind Kino. I think that's a good place because I know it's weird that I don't like 5, but I do like Classified. But I think the BO4 system and how easy it is that I talked about makes it to where it's 5 becomes a map that I can bear because I'm not having to sweat on this hard ass map. Dead of the Night, S tier. It goes right there. That is. I think Dead of the Night is easily one of the best. I think it belongs up here. Even though there's a gap right here, there's no gap here. It is as good as Mob. It is as good as Shadows. It is as good as Dries, and I will die on the hill for Dead of the Night. Dead of the Night is a phenomenal map. I mean, it is phenomenal. It's great. Dead of the Night is a solid map, and I really like it. The more I play it, I love 10 out of 10 atmosphere, 10 out of 10 Easter egg. The Easter egg's great. I love the Easter egg on this map. I've done it more. Like, this is the map that I've done the Easter egg on more times than any other map on BO4. Dead of the Night is a great map. The Wonder Weapon is one of the best of all time. Like, it's super fun. I love Dead of the Night. I love the werewolves, the aesthetic, everything about it. It's a great map. This is where I will split ways, though. I don't like Ancient Evil. I don't. I think it's like a great value brand, like a Walmart discount brand. Origins, honestly. It's. I don't like it. I think they just took everything that Origins was and like all these things like the 4 elemental weapons and just tried to make it work. And I will play it over Origins though. It's kind of weird that I'm saying that I think it's a discount Origins. However, I do like it more than Origins for some reason. I don't know. I'm weird. I will put it after Town actually. You know what? No. I'm gonna put this right here over Origins. It's good. I know a lot of people say it's S tier. I don't think so. I'm not a fan. I know a lot of people say Alpha Omega's bad, but I really like Alpha Omega. I'm sorry. I hate to do this to y'all, but I don't like it as much as these. But it's going right. Is it better than these? No, but it'll go right here. It's better than Town. I like Alpha Omega. I'm sorry. Uh, no, it's not. It's not. It's not solid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I take it back. It's not solid. Like I read the thing. I'm like, it's not solid. It should not be considered solid. But I do think it's good. It's not Origins. I'm sorry. I keep pushing it back. Um, it's better than Blood of the Dead and Moon. I think that's solid. I think this is as far back as I'm going to put it. But Origins is better. Like I start thinking of everything that I'm like, and then I'm like Origins. I'm like, I can't put it over Origins. That's criminal. Uh, Tog. So as much as I don't like Call of the Dead, or just don't care for it, like it's not that I don't like Call of the Dead. I just kind of don't care for it. Like it's just there, you know. And Shang is the same way. It's like, they're just kind of there, you know. I just don't really. I would never choose to play it, like Revelations, you know. And matter of fact, I'm actually gonna move Revelations down here because it's just there. Like I just don't care to play it. I don't think that's too harsh on Revelations. Um, I really don't think it is. But Togged or Toten, I actually really like. They cleared up the fog issue because, it was made on newer systems that could handle the map a little better. And then you've got that entire new, it's a reimagining of Call of the Dead. It's not a remaster, it's a reimagining. It has new areas and some places that are really, really cool. And for that, I really like this map. I think it's better than Ancient Evil. I think it's yeah, it's good. It's not a bad map. And overall, to wrap up in a bow and to summarize BO4, I don't think BO4 was bad. I don't think it was bad at all. I think it was a decent game. People just got way too hurt about the perk system being changed. And I guarantee you, if you took every one of those maps, re-released them on the BO3 engine with a BO3 perk system, people would be like in love with them. It would completely change everything. Dead of the Night wouldn't even be questioned if I put it up here in S. Like I know some people are looking at that like, dude, come on, really, really, but like, yeah, yeah. Like I think if it had BO3 perks, people would be like, it deserves it. It deserves it. And Voyage wouldn't be disliked as much. Um, Ancient Evil, a lot of people would. I know it's S tier right now to a lot of people, but it would remain S tier. Tog would be moved up. A lot of these BO4 maps would would be pushed up. So I think that's kind of the only thing about BO4 is just give it the old perk system and give it the old way of Pack-a-Punch, and it would have been like everybody would have just loved the game, you know? I think literally people just got really, really hurt over that. So now we get to Cold War. And Cold War, to summarize Cold War, it's just average. That's how I think of Cold War. Is like I'm just like it's not bad. Like none of the maps were bad, but none of the maps were good. I mean, I think what hurt Cold War quite a bit is there was not a real zombies crew. Like there was no Tank Dempsey, there was no Takiao, Rick Tofen, there was no Primus crew, there was no Ultimus crew, there was no Victus is what they were called. I couldn't remember earlier. There was no Victus crew. Like those people, even the people on Dead of the Night. I don't know what you would call them as a total, but most people call them the Dead of the Night crew or Call of the Dead crew or all these or Five. Like all of these, they had charisma. They had, the characters had they were interesting. They had charisma. They had, you know, they were unique. And then you get to Cold War, and I think it just that made it, just the fact that you could be some nameless soldier, just kind of ruined it a little bit. Just kind of ruined the sparkle of Cold War. And I think that that was obviously because they just reused multiplayer assets. That's basically what this game is, outside of Die Machine, but that's a reuse asset. A lot of it is just reused assets from multiplayer. Arguably, that's what Zombies has been its entire life cycle, except for Black Ops 3, which is why people love it so much, and Black Ops 4. Those are, and even Black Ops 2. But a lot of like the earlier stuff was like I'm forgive me if I'm wrong, but I want to say like I know for a fact Verruckt was a multiplayer map. Nuketown obviously a multiplayer map. Ascension multiplayer map. Um, Moon is proprietary to Zombies. Alpha Omega was a reused asset from Blackout. Origins, all these are I want to say Doris even was a multiplayer map, So a lot of these are reused assets, but then a lot of them are not. I'd say, Black Ops 2 Zombies were not reused assets. Most of Black Ops 4 wasn't. Um, but Cold War just, I don't know, man, it just feels bland. It just doesn't feel like it has any soul to it. It just, yeah. With that being said, though, I like Die Machine a lot. I think Die Machine really, really reignited. Like Black Ops 4 is a pretty setup heavy, sweat heavy game. Like you have to pretty much every map you're gonna have to look up something, a tutorial on how to play it. I think Die Machine it was a return to form on that very simplistic gameplay where it was just killing zombies. You're just killing zombies. You're not you're not doing these long, intricate Easter eggs or setups to get Pack-a-Punch open. It's just here you go, man. And it even has in Die Machine. It even tells you how to do everything outside of the Easter egg. On all these maps, it does. So I liked it. I liked it. I mean, I think it's solid. I think it is solid. I will actually put Die Machine right here, right in front of Doris. I think it's better. Ooh, no, it's not. I don't like saying that. As soon as I say these type things, I'm like, no, it's not. It's not better than Doris, but it's better than Town. I think that's a good spot for it. The Wonder Weapons, we went back to the bread and butter 4 elementals, but they had their own unique upgrade path, and it was pretty fun. And the biggest issue with Cold War is it's too easy. For me, a veteran zombie player, somebody that likes a lot of challenge, it is too easy. In Firebase Z, I'm gonna say it's average. I was gonna put it. I was thinking about do not like, but I actually do like some things about the map. I played it quite a bit. The map itself I don't like. The Reiki I like. The honestly, it's kind of like the Reiki is the only thing boosting it. To be honest, like I like the Reiki. Um, the map is kind of fun to survive on. It's got the downed helicopter in the middle that you can kind of, or maybe as a plane, I can't remember, but you can, I think it's a helicopter, but you can train around that. You can have some fun, but it's definitely the worst of the Cold War maps, and I'm gonna just put it. You know what? The Reiki doesn't save it. The Reiki shouldn't save this map. So it's gonna go after Shangri-La because I would rather play Shangri-La than Firebase C. But honestly, as much as I don't like 5, I would rather play 5 than Firebase C. So it's gonna go here. Um, and then Mauer, which a lot of people think is the strongest of Cold War, I do not agree. I think the strongest with Cold War was definitely Die Machine, and Mauer is second. But I think Mauer is a good map, and I'm going to put it. Where did I put Diamond? I put Die Machine here. So I'll put Mauer here. I think that's a good spot. I think it's better than Alpha Omega. I think it's better than Blood of the Dead. I think it's better than Moon, um, and all of these. So I think but I don't think it's better than Origins, Ancient Evil, or Tag. So yeah, I think that's where it gets. Forsaken. I gotta remember which one Forsaken is. Forsaken is the big kind of Soviet facility, training facility. It's okay. This map is okay. That's kind of Name of the game with Black Ops 4. It's just okay. It's average. I'm gonna put this right here, in front of Shino, but behind Classified. Actually, no, I'd play it over Classified. Um, would I play it over Kino? Is the question. No, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't play it over Kino. Um, would I play it over Classified? This is hard because I don't know. I don't know if I'd play it over Classified. Um, yeah, I like the Wonder Weapon. The Wonder Weapon's pretty fun to use. Um, it was okay. Like the map is okay. Um, I think Classified has a little more soul to it, so I'm putting that there. Classified just feels a little better, you know. It has a little more soul to it, has a little more atmosphere. Feels, you know, I think Forsaken was a little kind of slapped together. Plus, I played the Cold War campaign and I recognized immediately that it is one for one a campaign asset that they used to make it into a zombies map, and that kind of annoyed me. But it is what it is. It just wasn't. It didn't feel refreshing. It just felt like something I had already seen before, and it just felt lazy and cheap. Now, I think everybody that is going to be watching this video that knows anything about zombies knows about Vanguard, and Vanguard having zombies included with it was just the most slapped together. Like it's very, very, very obvious that they just included it so the people that would buy a game for zombies would buy this game also. And right now, if you are a zombies fan and you don't have Vanguard, I would not even. I'd say don't get Vanguard. It's not good. It is laughable. It's not even round based, so I don't even think it qualifies to be on this list with like just like Dead Ops Arcade. Like I don't even think it should be on this list. I can't think of what it's called, but the non-round based mode in Cold War, where it's kind of open worldish. Um, I cannot think of what it's called. Is it called like Is it called like Outlast? No, that's a game. Never mind. I don't know what it's called, but I don't like that game. I mean, I don't like that game mode either. I think it's trash. Um, and so is Duran Vong and Terra Maledicta by default. These are trash, and I will put them below Dead Ops Arcade because Dead Ops Arcade had more flavor than them and more soul to it and care put into them than they will. And I don't even play them. These maps are bad. And they're releasing Shino Numa. I think it's reimagined, like it's gonna have some extra stuff to it. But that in itself is cheap, and I imagine the only reason they're doing that is because it's already in the game in Duran Fong, and it's easy for them, and they're just slapping shit together to serve it to the consumers because they know that we're bitching for it. And yeah, right now, Vanguard, I'm ready for that to be out of the way. And if it is true, these rumors for a standalone zombies game, I'm excited now because that means we'll probably get like Chronicles 2, and we'll get remastered, buried. You know, we'll get buried remastered. We'll get Die Rise remastered, and some of these old classics that we haven't seen in a really long time. Hopefully Transit. I really want a Transit remastered. I think Transit would benefit the most from a remaster out after Die Rise because you could get rid of some of the fog because systems run better now. You get rid of some of the fog. You could get rid of the denizens and some of the things that really made that map bad. And you know, and the only other thing is like, would it be too OP for you to train where the bus routes are because it's so open? And you know, after thinking about that, no, it wouldn't because there would be no guns around or anything that could keep you um, going. And I also like the idea of why should you not be OP in zombies? It's killing zombies. It's player versus AI. There should be no balancing. Like I don't know why there's balancing. That's why when they nerfed the ray gun strat because they said it was too easy to get to round 100, I was upset because you know, and I was glad when they reverted the changes, because I think that it deserves, like, zombies should be something that's easy. You shouldn't have to, um, they shouldn't purposefully make it hard. Um, too difficult. Like, why not have I think that it's a map to map basis. Like, some of these maps I like to sweat. I like to have like difficult setups. I like the game to be very difficult. But some of these, if the map is simple, let it be simple. Don't try to make it harder than what it is. If it's the giant, don't start nerfing your wonder weapons, or if it's Die Machine, like a map that's so simple like Die Machine, don't start trying to nerf your wonder weapons to make it to where you can't use the map for what it is. Because the map for what it is a map that you just turn your brain off on. You're bored on a Sunday, you're off work and you're bored and you're just like, I'm gonna play zombies to pass time because I'm bored. Um, and I think that's what Die Machine deserves to be, and the Giant, and Kino der Toten, and some of these old zombies maps, and that's what they are. And then if you're a more hardcore zombies player that kind of likes more challenge, that likes, then you do the bigger maps like Horizon, or Origins, or these with long setups. So let me look through this real fast and see if I like everything. Horizon, yes. Mob number 2. Horizon 1, Mob number 2. Dead of the Night number 3. Shadows 4, 9. Yep, I think that the S tier looks good. Zetsubo over Voyage, of course. Voyage over Buried. No. No, I don't like that. Would I play Voyage over Garod? Yes. Yes, I would. Even as wild as that seems. I'm really not the biggest fan of Garod, but I do appreciate Garod occasionally. Um, I don't dislike it as much as I do Origins, but you know, I'm not the biggest fan. The Giant, Darius, all that. Darius, I think, is a great map. I think it is really good. It is. I think Darius is the best at doing what I was talking about earlier. Turn your brain off and just kill zombies. I think that is what Darius's purpose is, and I think it is the best map of all time in that category. If we split these into two categories, one is relax and kill zombies, shouldn't be that difficult. The other is these maps are really difficult. It's long setup processes, intricate Easter eggs, blah blah blah. I think if you separate them into two, I think the Giant is at the heat. I could make an own tier list just for those two separate. If you wanted to separate, I think it's the Giant is at the top. I think right after that is probably Town. Right after that is Kino der Toten. Right after that is something um, uh, the World at War maps. So and Die Machine is up there too. I think Die Machine is better at that than Town. Those are really good. Just turn your and then if you put into the other category, it would be Horizon, Mob of the Dead, Shadows of Evil, Dead of the Night. 9 I think splits it evenly. I think 9 is one of the only maps that really touches both categories of of having just enough to really touch base with those hard. I think it's a great balance. Like, it's really good at balancing that, of having just enough to really tickle the hardcore player's need for challenge, and then just enough to really just let players relax. Because it's not hard to turn on pack. It's not, it has great training areas for people that just want to kill zombies. The starting room is one of the best training locations of all time. Um, and it's really good at that. But it also has a really intricate Easter egg, and it has some other buildables that are intricate. And I really like. I think 9 is the perfect balance of the two. Actually, I think that's why it's such a beloved map. Um, but I would say, yeah, this is fine. Tagged or Toten better than Ancient Evil. I'm gonna swap those, actually. I am gonna swap those. And I'm gonna put it behind Origins. Um, yeah. I think that looks better. Because it's not better than Origins. Better than Malware, better than Alpha, better than Blood. Um, Blood is not better than Ascension. I'm gonna put Blood at the end here. Um, I'm gonna put. I think I actually like Alpha Omega more than Moon, to be honest. And I like Ascension more than Blood. That's fair. This row is fair. Kino, like I said, it's average. No Easter egg, no buildables, no setup. Obviously, it's hard to compare it to Black Ops 3 because it was so much, because it was 2 games ahead. But I mean, before it. But I have to be objective. Like I have to look at these maps objectively, not based off. Well, this isn't objective right now. I'll get to that in a second because I'm going to change some things up. Forsaken, classified better than Forsaken. Yes, good God, that was loud. Classified better than Forsaken. Shadows of E is no doubt S. Yeah, Origins is also fire. How? Look, yeah, I see, man. I'm sorry, bro. So I have my issues with Origins. I recognize and I respect it as being we'll get to that. This is opinionated right now. I'm gonna change all these up in a second. I'm just going over one last glance, see if it's all good, and then I'm going to check it to see if and I'm gonna redo this for what is objective maps. This is just my opinion right now. But my beef with Origins, like I said earlier in the video, is I don't like the mud, and I think it is a map that you like. Honestly, it's really just the mud on that map. I have to be like kind of petty like that. It really is just the mud. Like the mud really makes it to where I feel like the map isn't as enjoyable. Like I don't have fun when I play the map. It's just me. I get that it's good, and it's just me, but I don't have fun when I play that map. So I like this. This is good. This is where I would have. This is my opinion. Now let's start changing things to what I think is S tier. To what I think is S tier, I think Origins goes here. Obviously, that's fair. Shadows of Evil, I still think is better than Origins. I still think Dead of the Night deserves to be there. I think. Let's start putting some of these that I like a lot where they should go. Transit should go in trash. It's not even better than Die Rise if we're going objective. Let's think. If I'm trying to be objective here, Alpha Omega should go in. Let's change what these are. Let me get my mouse going correctly. Let's change this from do not like because it's no longer an opinion. And just put these in and relabel this as bad is what we'll say. So now this is opinionated. Okay. So perfect, solid, good, and when I say solid, I mean that's definitely a step up from good to me. Let's put Call of the Dead should definitely go to good. Ancient Evil would go to S tier, but I think it is behind Dead of the Night. 9 would drop to solid. Objectively speaking, Voyage of Despair would go to bad. That just seems to be what everybody thinks about it. Revelations would go to average. Probably be in front of Kino. You could take every one of these maps and put them in bad. Firebase C would stay bad. 5 would go to good, behind Call of the Dead. Tog would be behind Call of the Dead because some people objectively, actually, fuck this. This is my opinion. This is my tier list. This is objectively speaking, but it's still gonna have hints of my bias in here. Moon stays there. Ascension stays there. Blood of the Dead goes to bad. Right there. Shangri-La goes to average. And I'd say it's objectively better than Kino. Classified. Classified is 5, but a little bit better, so it would have to go there. Yeah, this is starting to shape up for what I think objectively with just trying to be as objective as possible. As this is what I would think is. I'm going to move these actually, just so we know that these are kind of like they shouldn't be here. Matter of fact, I can't get rid of these. Okay, yeah, that's first, that's second, that's objectively speaking, actually it'd probably go here. Without my bias, trying to remove my bias here. I think it would go here. I think it would go here without just getting rid of my bias, even though I like Dead of the Night better than Ancient Evil. Garrod would go S. It would go probably here. That's one of the ones I knew. Buried is better than Zetsubo. Zetsubo can stay there, but it's better than 9. Non objectively speaking, without my bias, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. So I'm trying to like kind of think of how everybody else feels about these maps. Um, I would say, yeah, everybody else kind of thinks that Call of the Dead is better than Tag. Um, I think they're interchangeable, to be honest, for the most part. I don't. I take that back. I don't know what I'm saying. I like Tag a lot better, but objectively speaking, I still think it's better. Like if I'm trying to stay away from what everybody else thinks and trying to be like objective, because I do recognize that these maps are good. Like I don't like Origins and Garide. I don't like Origins really, but I respect it and I understand. I know it's a good map. It's just me. I suck at it. I don't like it. Die Machine would probably drop to good, but it would be leading in good. Um, so, hmm, yeah. So I'm gonna say that this is it. Objectively speaking, just removing all of my bias. This is how it would look. This is how it would look, removing all of my bias. But this is not what I'm comfortable with. I don't like this. This is not my list. This is just, I mean, it is my list, but this is without my opinions, and I prefer the opinionated list better. But this is what it would look like. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching. Whoever watches this in the future, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get into zombies content a little more on the channel. And if you made it this far in the video, you're a trooper because I know this one's long. I probably spent 2 hours talking about this stuff. But I had a lot to say, and I've always wanted to do this. I love tier lists. If y'all like this one, I might make more. I might do like Wonder Weapons or, just let me know in the comments if you agree with me and on my original list, or if you agree with me on this list, on the objective list, or on the or on my personal opinion list. Let me know where you think some of them should be. If you think some of them should be in trash or in S or whatever, just let me know. But right now, I just want to really, really thank all of y'all for watching and supporting my channel. This has been G Diddy Gaming. I'll catch you next time. Okay, thank you.